Good afternoon. My name's Joanne Kasner. I'm an Immigration Services Officer with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. I'd like to welcome all the candidates for citizenship today and their families and guests who have chosen to join them for this special occasion. Before I begin, I have a few announcements. Please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices to avoid distraction from the ceremony. You are welcome to take photographs during the ceremony, and announcements will be made when it's a good time to take photographs. And for safety, children must be accompanied by adults at all times. For those of you becoming new citizens today, when I checked you in this morning, you received a packet of information, and I just want to tell you a few things that are in there. You received a program for today's ceremony. On that program is the Oath of Allegiance, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Star-Spangled Banner. Please use that to participate in today's ceremony. You also have a certificate holder, an information guide for new citizens, a voter's guide to federal elections, a passport application, a citizen's almanac with civics and historical information, and a pocket-sized Constitution and Declaration of Independence. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please stand as we begin the formal portion of today's ceremony with the National Anthem. The National Anthem will be sung by Mauricio Reed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Thank you, Ms. Reed, for singing the National Anthem. At this time, I would like to introduce Michael Horvath, Field Office Director of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Thank you, Officer Kasmer. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, I would like to welcome all of the candidates for naturalization today, as well as their family members, guests who've chosen to join them on this very special occasion. I'd like to take a moment to thank the City of Pittsburgh and the Office of Mayor William Peduto for coordinating today's ceremony. We're excited to be holding this ceremony in City Council chambers in recognition of Constitution Week. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services held its first ceremony here in City Council chambers in 2015 as part of the Welcoming Pittsburgh initiative. Since that time, we've collaborated with the city and the county on numerous special naturalization ceremonies and outreach activities to connect immigrants and new citizens with the communities they call home. And here today with a very special welcome message for me to introduce is Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Joanne, both of you, for the work that you do on this very, very special day. I'd like to acknowledge also a couple of elected officials who are here joining you to support you, and that's our council president. You're going to hear from him, City Council President, in a few minutes, Bruce Cross, and City Controller Michael Lamb, who is with us today. And you'll be joined by William Peduto. Mayor Peduto is going to be here in just a little bit. But when I come to these events, and I've been privileged to be a number of these in the last 6 years since being county executive, it's an emotional day. It's a wonderful day. And when I look at the faces of the 18 of you, and I look at the families behind you, all I can say is congratulations, welcome. Welcome to Pittsburgh, welcome to Western Pennsylvania, and obviously the work that you've done, welcome to America. And I can tell you, you've come to a welcoming place. I know Mayor Peduto and the administration and council roll out the red carpet to make people feel welcome. You're making Pittsburgh a better place today by what you're doing. You're making it more vibrant. You're making it more, more exciting, and you're bringing the talents and the things that you're bringing from your country to make Pittsburgh better. A lot of it's around good food. We all like that in Pittsburgh. And the cultural and the festivals and the things that come and be part of it. The other thing you become today is you become Steeler, Penguin, and Pirate fans. So I don't know if you get those yellow towels yet, but we'll make sure that, that we do that. But it's really a proud day for your families, for all of you, the work that you've done to get to this place. And to know the 18 of you coming from 9 different countries, 8 of you from Bhutan, 3 of you from India, and 1 each from Australia, Jamaica, Kazakhstan, Latvia, Pakistan, Syria, and the UK. That's a great melting pot of what comes into our city and what comes into America. So I want to thank you for coming here, for picking Pittsburgh. It's a great place to come. We welcome you. Anything we can do in county government, I'm sure I speak for my colleagues at the city as well, and for Governor Wolf, who's also a very welcoming person to Pennsylvania. So welcome, congratulations, it's a great day. Thank you. Let me at this time introduce our City Council President, who has a special proclamation he wants to make today, Bruce Krause. If I could invite a councilman to come up to the podium and present his proclamation to the group.
Thanks, Bruce. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. What a remarkable moment to be here. I extend from council our most sincere welcome and best wishes for you as you begin this journey, this new life here in America. And we are so very honored and proud that you've chosen to be here with us here in Pittsburgh. So I, as a board member of the Carnegie Library and one of the biggest fans of the Carnegie Library system, am here to offer up a proclamation recognizing Carnegie Library's Pittsburgh's Welcome Center Day. And so I have a proclamation from the council that I would like to offer. Whereas library philanthropist Andrew Carnegie was a Scottish immigrant who built Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh more than 120 years ago so everyone could have access to information, resources, and opportunities. And whereas the public library is a cornerstone of American democracy and welcomes visitors, immigrants, and anyone new to Pittsburgh. And whereas continuing the library's long tradition of welcoming immigrants, visitors, and newcomers to Pittsburgh, Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's Welcome Centers connect patrons to language learning, citizenship resources, and opportunities to build community. And whereas the library welcome centers are a combination of physical collections, programs, and staff expertise that welcome, inform, and support immigrants, refugees, and newcomers alike. And whereas the goal of Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's Welcome Centers is for the library to welcome a community leader in welcoming and celebrating immigrants, new Americans, internationals, and new city residents. And whereas Carnegie Library Welcome Centers are available at 8 Carnegie branches of Pittsburgh locations: Allegheny, Beachview, downtown and business, Knoxville, our main branch in Oakland, Squirrel Hill, East Liberty, and Southside. And whereas Library Welcome Center collections include citizenship study kits, English language learning materials, Pittsburgh travel guides, foreign language DVD dictionaries, and takeaways such as flyers and pamphlets from partner organizations. And whereas Library Welcome Center programs include Let's Speak English, Let's Read English, bilingual story times, pronunciation programs, citizenship classes, and World Kaleidoscope cultural performances and naturalization ceremonies. And whereas National Welcoming Week occurs September 15th through the 24th and is the perfect opportunity to highlight Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's new welcome centers. So now therefore be it resolved that this council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize and commend the efforts of the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh to make our community welcoming and inclusive for all. And be it further resolved that this council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Friday, September 22nd, 2017 to be Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's Welcome Center Day here in the city of Pittsburgh. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much. Okay, can I give this to you?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I'll trade off with
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Kraus and the entire City Council. My name is Mary Frances Cooper, and I am President and Director of Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. On behalf of the staff and board of our library, it's my sincere pleasure and privilege to welcome and congratulate you. I'm so proud that you're going to be part of our community. You know, as the proclamation states, our library has been in existence for over 120 years, and during that time we have always welcomed wave after wave of immigrants and newcomers to Pittsburgh. We've had books in native languages, we've had citizenship classes, we've had English classes, we helped the children that come with you so that they can be a success. It's what we do and it's who we are. We referenced Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie actually was an immigrant. He came from Scotland in the 1800s when he was 12 years old. He settled on the north side, which used to be called the Allegheny city, and he didn't get to go to school. He had to go right to work to support his family. But there was a gentleman there, a man named Colonel James Anderson, and he had a library. And on Saturdays, in his home, on Saturdays he would allow working boys, no girls allowed, just the boys, to come in and borrow books. Mr. Carnegie took full advantage of that, and he believed that that's what made him go on to be one of the most successful businessmen in our community. He gave back to the community by building libraries here in the city of Pittsburgh and throughout the country, because he believed that access to books and reading and self-directed learning would mean that any of us could become anything we ever wanted to be. So I hope every single one of you have found your local library, right? And you've got your library card, and you use it, and you bring your families, because that's what we're here for. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. I was actually at Carnegie Library in Knoxville earlier this week as we were doing ceremonies all week in recognition of Constitution Week, so I was privileged to be out there for a ceremony, and we're thrilled to be collaborating with you on ceremonies. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, Bill Peduto.
County Executive, guests, it's an honor to be here today to recognize the first day of American citizenship for these proud Pittsburghers. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind ourselves of the history of this city. Many years ago, there was a mayor named Joe, where is he? There he is up there, Joe Barker. Joe Barker was elected in 1850, and he was elected at a time of great strife in the United States. The strife was because of the immigrants who were coming over. They were coming over from countries like Ireland and Germany, and they were Catholics. And Joe Barker ran for mayor while he was in prison on the anti-Catholic Party. He was elected as a write-in candidate, and he served for 1 year. And during that time, he imprisoned the bishop of the Catholic Church for an illegal sewer tap-in at Mercy Hospital. And while the bishop was in prison, the Catholic cathedral burned to the ground. Now, Pittsburgh is known as a city that is majority identification of religion Catholic. But back in those days, it was the Catholics who were the ones who came. And if we think about American history and we think about present history, it's always been some other group. And if we don't learn from those lessons, if we don't bury that in the trash heap of American history, we'll fail to realize the true potential of this country. I am the proud grandson of Italian immigrants. My grandfather came to this country in 1921 with a second-grade education and not much more. He came here because America was the land of opportunity, because America was the land that welcomed all. And he wanted to bring a family to be able to be a part of that dream. My grandmother had to wait 5 years to join him because Congress changed the rules of immigration so that only the number of Italians could come that were in this country in 1890. These are the lessons that we have to learn from, the mistakes that we made in the past. And we have to make sure that we don't make those same mistakes in the future. America is the land of opportunity. America is the nation of immigrants that is the promise of the world, no matter where you are, that there is a place here for you. And it is such an honor to be here with you today to make sure that promise continues. You are the promise of America. You are the ones that will pass it down to another generation. You are the ones that will pass it on to your family. And I am just so honored to be here with you. There are 4,000 other people living in the city of Pittsburgh who have the same opportunity that you have to become American citizens. And we're asking all of them to raise their right hand and do so, to join with a promise that was started long before any of us, a promise of a country that would be the welcoming port to the world. It's an honor to be here with you. I look forward to seeing you take that pledge. And afterwards, make sure you go out and buy a terrible towel. Thank you for being Pittsburghers. Thank you for being Americans.
Thank you, Mayor Peduto, for those inspiring words. And now we're going to get on with the business everybody is here for today. I'm going to call Officer Joanne Kasmer back to the podium to read the motion for the oath and do the roll call of countries. Officer Kasmer.
On behalf of the United States government, it's my pleasure to present these candidates for naturalization. Each of the candidates has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each has demonstrated an understanding of the English language, unless exempt, and knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history and principles and form of the government of the United States. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. The investigations of the government have been completed in their cases, and each has been found to meet all requirements of the law to be naturalized. Therefore, on behalf of the United States government, I respectfully recommend that all candidates be admitted as citizens of the United States of America. It is my privilege to present 18 applicants for naturalization from the following 9 countries: India, Jamaica, Kazakhstan, Netherlands, Pakistan, Syria, United Kingdom, Latvia.
Thank you, Officer Kasmer. Friends and family members and photographers, if you'd like to take one moment to get in a better position as we administer the oath, please feel free to do so at this time. I just ask that you watch out for one another and try not to block. Everyone taking the oath today, please raise your right hands. Repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, you are now citizens of the United States of America. You may be seated. We've heard some very wonderful speakers welcoming you to the ceremony today, and we're going to continue with some guest speakers. And this first one, most importantly, I think it really shows the connection of the community to be welcoming to people from other cultures, from other countries. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Pittsburgh Police Assistant Chief Larry Surratt. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Good afternoon and welcome. What a privilege to be able to participate once again in such a momentous occasion for the 18 of you. You know, as a new U.S. citizen, I welcome you all to the 90 neighborhoods within the city of Pittsburgh you choose to make home, or maybe it's the 130 municipalities in Allegheny County that you choose to make home. But I want you to understand that we, the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police, stand ready to serve all of our citizens in all of our communities. So we welcome you, and to understand the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police and the Department of Public Safety have taken great strides to ensure that we are representative of all of our communities and all of our citizens within them. We have developed a multicultural liaison unit in conjunction with the National Initiative for Building Community Trust and Justice, and that is to serve as a resource for those of you that may not be typically involved in the public safety division and the responsibilities that we take on. And it is even from the simple things as pamphlets that are in other languages, liaison officers that represent your various ethnic backgrounds and nationalities, recruiting and training. In the manner in which we take our service and protection of all of our citizens, we welcome you, and congratulations on this moment in your life. I know it's truly meaningful and can never be overstated. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief Schroto. As U.S. citizens, you have now all earned the right to vote. And here today to tell you more about that right is a representative from a very important group, the League of Women Voters. We have Maria Magoni, who's going to come forward, and she's going to explain to you a little bit about voting, the history of voting, and also about voter registration. So please join me in welcoming her up to the podium.
On behalf of the League of Women Voters, I am honored to welcome you as new citizens of the United States of America. I feel privileged to be part of your special day. Immigrants have been essential to our nation since its founding. They have come from many lands, shared many cultures and traditions, and given their hearts and their talents to our country. My grandparents came from Italy, and their citizenship papers are family treasures. As citizens, you are entitled to vote in all future elections. Members of the League of Women Voters are here to assist you in registering to vote. It is our mission to inform the public on elections, voting, and policy issues. As a nonpartisan organization, we will never tell you what party to vote for or what candidate to support. We encourage all citizens to vote as they choose. We will pass out voter registration forms after I speak. Please take a few minutes to complete the form before you leave, and we will deliver it to your county's Division of Elections. In several weeks, you will receive a postcard confirming your voter registration and listing your polling place. Sign that card and bring it with you when you vote. You will also receive a blue pamphlet published by the League of Women Voters entitled Facts for Citizens. This will list the contact information for current federal, state, Allegheny County, City of Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh School District officials, and we encourage you to contact them when you want to. I hope that each new American citizen leaves this ceremony committed to being an informed, participating, and voting citizen of our great democracy. The right to vote is the most fundamental right in any democracy. The quality of voting rights is what best defines the quality of a democracy. Voting rights in America were originally quite limited. When our Constitution was ratified in 1788, the words "we the people" generally included only white males owning property. Since then, citizens have fought to extend and protect the right to vote. First, property requirements fell away. In 1870, the 15th Amendment extended the right to vote from white men to all men. In 1920, the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote after a 72-year campaign, and some of these women started the League of Women Voters that year. This year is the 97th anniversary of women's right to vote. In 1964, the 24th Amendment abolished poll taxes, which discouraged the poor people from voting. In 1965, the historic Voting Rights Act outlawed literacy tests and other means used to deny minorities their voting rights. And in 1971, the 26th Amendment extended the right to vote to all citizens 18 years and older. And these are just a few of the milestones. These democratic advances were made possible by the actions and sacrifices of countless American citizens over multiple generations. It is critical that each of us understands this legacy with which we have been entrusted. Without the participation of an engaged and ever-vigilant citizenry, our magnificent Constitution would become no more than a piece of paper. It takes a people, an entire people, to make it live, and each of us is needed to help. We, all of us, are the people. You now have the right to vote. I hope you will exercise this right to vote by registering today and voting in the next election on November 7th and in every election thereafter. I hope you will be an educated voter, listening to candidates, studying issues, and voting to best serve the common good of us all. I hope you will give public officials your unique perspectives and advice, and I hope you will engage in civic participation, maybe joining an organization that addresses your concerns or serving as an elected official. The only office you cannot hold is president. You came to America with many hopes and dreams for yourself and your families. I hope you will always remember this day proudly. I wish you all long, productive, and happy lives as citizens of the United States. Congratulations.
Thank you to the League of Women Voters. One of the unique and most often memorable parts of our ceremonies is hearing from our citizen candidates. At this time, I would like to introduce Manoj Kumar Verna to address the group. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, and thanks everybody for giving me an opportunity to speak on behalf of you. I represent each one of you who is becoming a citizen today. And when I came here, it was like, oh my God feeling, it's real. Pinch yourself, it's happening today sort of thing. So as he said, my name is Manoj. I am deeply honored to be here today and become a US citizen. I'm a father, husband, and an IT professional, but today I'm standing in front of you as a first-generation immigrant. We heard stories from Bill and other folks in terms of how first generation struggled and made their way through, and today each one of us are making a commitment to do the same thing for the next generation which is going to come. I want to share a story about me. My father is a doctor. He has a good small practice in a small town. And when I was growing up, getting into a high school, that's when you start thinking about your career choices, what you're going to do. He sat with me one day on our porch and he said, son, you have two choices. You elect to become a doctor. In that case, I have my established practice. You come with me. I'll give you all the necessary support required, and you will be definitely successful. The other option is you do anything else which you want to do. You're free to do that, but then you have to chart your own path. I gave a big hug to my dad and said, Dad, I will chart my own path. And today, I'm here because of that decision, and I'm proud of making that decision on that day. And my parents, my family, they're all proud of it. And I'm sure each one of you who is 18 people who are becoming citizen over here, you would have your own moments, and I'm very happy to share it with you. The other thing which is this, I'm an IT professional, so I had traveled to different countries. I had traveled to probably 17 odd countries for quite a few number of times, and I lived in 5 different countries. I lived in India, of course, that's where I come from. I lived in Singapore for almost 5 years. I lived in Australia. I got a colleague from Australia over here for about 1.5 years there. And I lived in Taiwan also for a year, and then came here and living here for the last 10 years. And I can tell you, after looking at all the countries, different places, cultures, I completely agree with what Bill and other people have said over here on the podium. This is the land of opportunities. This is the land where everybody is welcomed, where everybody gets an equal opportunity. I think one very distinct factor which I see when I move around in US is that here any job is a good job. You get a respect for doing whatever you want to do it. Any person coming from any religion, any ethnicity, he has a respect for being what he is. So one can be what you want to be, and you can chart your own path. And that really makes this country apart from other countries in the world. Today, all of us share one common theme. We all have uprooted our life. We have decided to move to US as a country and call as our home. It requires a lot of faith, determination, and courage to do it. It doesn't happen just by chance. And what all you have done is already quite a remarkable journey. And with this effort, putting it down, I definitely urge each one of you to put your roots down over here and start making a difference. We can make a difference in the society by participating into as a public. As we talked about it earlier, by exercising our right to vote, by running for an office. If you feel like that, yes, we want to make a difference by holding an office, we can run for an office and make a difference in the country. We can go for the jury duty when we are summoned for. These are small ways in which we can make a difference, and I'm sure each one of you, you'll find your own ways to make a difference and impact on this country, on the future generations to come. In the end, I want to make two requests to my fellow citizens. You are new citizens of this country. Let's make a commitment to ourselves today that we will make a difference. Let's make that commitment so that we live with that commitment and we fulfill that commitment as we chart our journey from here. And the second thing is, let's be a role model for future immigrants. Let this country be the land of opportunity. Let this country be a welcoming country so that when future generations, they look forward for coming here as immigrant, they feel more welcome, have more opportunities than what we had over here. With that, I wanted to once again congratulate each one of you, and I'm very glad and honored to represent each one of you on the stage over here. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Verna, for those inspiring comments. If I can say, I think all of the speakers sort of reflected on that we all have a story, even those of us who've been born in the United States, but generations that came before. I know my grandparents shared their story with me of coming to the United States. I encourage all of you to continue to share your stories. And as I look around the room, I also see not only our new citizens, but some people in the audience wearing traditional adornment. You should continue to celebrate your customs, your culture, and your tradition. You'll notice nowhere in the oath that you took said you needed to surrender any of those things. Those are all things that you continue to celebrate because they make America stronger. At this point in time, we're going to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to introduce my good friend Kanu Sani up to the front of the room. Kanu is very active in the local community. Some of you might recognize him, but he is definitely a role model for people to follow as far as community leadership. Would everybody please rise for the pledge? Kanu.
I pledge the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. And how about a round of applause for Kanu? At this point in time, we're going to be distributing the certificates of naturalization to our new citizens. When you hear your name called, please come forward to get your certificate. Mayor Peduto, if he's participating, he's going to be handing you a flag, and you're going to be greeted also with congratulations by County Executive Rich Fitzgerald and Assistant Police Chief Larry Surratt, and there'll be some other folks as well. But we're going to be right over here in front of the banner. And Joanne, we're going to be reading the names, and we'll get things started here in just one moment.
Snowden. Madhu Sudan Matha. Fariha Sohail. Ilzi Tap. Rohit Abrol. Rabi Lal Kadka. Durga Prasad Archardra. Radhika Kanal. Pushpa Lal Siwakoti. Trisha Louise Gill. Khadijah Verna Lee Craig. Tika Devi Tapa. Radhika Katiwoda. Krishna Bahadur Garung. Rania Mohi Eldin Al-Asadi. Sobrijan Ergashev. And Duke Prasad Nepal.
A little ad lib. You know, there's a lot of great things about being the mayor. This is one of my favorite. And I just wanted to take 1 minute to just talk about this little flag that I get to hand out to you. Cherish this. Take it out every 4th of July. Put it out on your kitchen table. Make sure your children get an opportunity to see it and remember this day. Make it part of your family and understand that this is something that you can pass. When somebody from the League of Women Voters was talking about those citizenship papers, they're in my house as well. Your family will always be a part of this day. This little symbol will remind you, and will also be a part to be able to pass down generation to generation. Congratulations, folks, and welcome to being an American citizen.
Well, how about one more big round of applause for all of our new citizens today? On behalf of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I would like to thank Mayor William Peduto and the Office of the Mayor and all the people who helped arrange today's ceremony. Can we give them a round of applause for all of the folks who helped us? Thanks to County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. And Pittsburgh Police Assistant Chief Larry Surratt. Special thanks to Marquio Reed for singing the National Anthem today. And a very special thanks to Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh and the representatives. I want to call somebody forward now to speak a little bit about the fair that's going on the first floor, to talk about the different groups that are in attendance, including Carnegie Library. So join me in welcoming him up to the front of the room.
First off, I'd like to take a moment and congratulate all our new Americans today. Congratulations. I remember, as a son of immigrants, I remember being here when my parents became American citizens. It's a very special day. So congratulations, and welcome to the American family. So if you will go down to the first floor of the City County building, we have a variety of service providers there that can help you with as you continue on your American journey. There's a variety of services from banks that are down there who can help you with financial services, to the Carnegie Library. They talked a little bit about some of the services that they offer today, English services as well, just a variety of different resources that are available to you. So please, feel free to go down, talk to them, learn a little bit about some of these resources that are available, and how we can better help you. Also, for friends and family that may be attending today who aren't citizens yet but are interested in becoming citizens, we have a lot of volunteer legal providers that are available downstairs as well. Just go up to one of the sign-up desks, talk to them a little bit about what you're looking for, and we'd be happy to assist you in getting some of those services and answering questions and helping you a little bit with the process and moving forward with citizenship. So congratulations, and we hope to see you downstairs.
As we conclude today, just a reminder for our new citizens, make sure you sign your certificate before you apply for a passport. Once you sign it in blue or black ink, it's good to go. There are instructions in your packet. Also, you see on the screen, USCIS is on social media, the city of Pittsburgh is on social media, Allegheny County is on social media, Pittsburgh Police are on social media. You might be on social media. We love to see your pictures. We love to hear your stories. So please go online, post, celebrate with us. And don't forget to see the League of Women Voters on your way out. They gave you that paperwork. Make sure that you register to vote, and make sure you vote in every election. There's one coming up this November, so get out there, make your voice heard. Congratulations, everybody. Go forth, do wonderful things as citizens. Make things better for those that are sure to follow you in your journey. Congratulations.